Hello there, everyone. Ashnflash here. We're back for another Ashncast, episode 11, and we're not really prepared. So
Well,
yeah,
it's been so long. I mean, like the last one was when the Lego Movie 2 came out, like or
and
when
we
we
pre-recorded
when it came
that
out.
on
Yeah.
December, or
Yeah,
not
well,
December,
January.
January 26th or
January,
whatever it
yeah.
was. So yeah, we're back though.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm joined by Just Too Good, as you hear.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Back again.
Back
So
again.
yeah, are we gonna do news or do you want to just get into the movie?
I don't. I feel. It's been a
There's only
blur.
one topic I want to talk about in
Okay,
news. We'll do a
go
little
for it
prelude
then.
news. The Trench movie. This is just the weirdest, most fascinating thing to me.
So yeah, this is so they announced this Trench movie along with the other 20 movies in development at DC right now. And yeah, it's so and Aquaman got a release date of 2021. So
Oh yeah.
people are thinking that this is going to be in between and that he
Oh yeah, for
may or
sure.
may not appear in that.
I'm pretty sure he's cheap. I mean, he was in the Lego Movie 2. I mean, come
That's
on.
true. I
He was the
didn't
only
think of that.
DCEU person in the Lego Movie 2, right?
Yeah, that's
Voice
right.
actor.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably I could see him doing that.
Yeah, but it's weird. I mean, it's just like if Marvel made like a spin-off of like I don't know, the
Chitauri.
Quantum Realm or something, the
The Chitari
Chitauri.
movie.
Yeah, it's just it's an interesting approach. It's not a bad thing at all. I mean,
I
I'm not particularly excited, but it's not a bad thing.
But why go that route when you've got Nightwing in development with the Lego Batman
I'll tell
movie
you why.
director, and you've got all these like
Because there's two reasons. It makes sense to me because, first off, Aquaman was the biggest DC movie ever.
Yep.
Second off, it's tapping into another genre, horror. Makes sense.
But
Horror
do you
movies,
think they'd go the
cheap,
R-rated route?
make a lot. No, I think they're going to do PG-13 horror, and it's going to be cheap, and that's it. It's not going to have merchandise unless like Funko Pops, yeah, but no Lego sets is
Funkos,
my
no.
point.
Hey, maybe
You
we'll
know.
get like the Suicide Squad one, and we'll get some Aquaman set with the weird monsters or whatever. Like,
Maybe honestly, maybe they will do like an indirect tie-in like that. I mean, we just got that Aquaman set, the Batman sub whatever Ocean Master
with
thing.
Ocean Master, yeah.
Yeah, so that actually makes sense. I didn't even think about that. They'll probably do like a tie-in, Aquaman Batman sub trench thingy. Yeah,
Terror in the Trench or something, yeah.
yeah, but they just need to keep this cheap. If they could keep this cheap to make, they'll make a huge profit. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
And it's smart. I mean, how many? Sorry to interrupt.
That's
One
okay.
more thing before I forget. How many superhero movies are horror movies now?
They have the New Mutants one coming
That's
out.
never coming out.
It is supposedly
August. I think that crap's gonna be pushed to streaming service. Like,
Yeah, to the Disney one, because they said they're still going to be flying movies and stuff underneath the Fox umbrella, which I think is interesting.
I think it's gonna be on Hulu because
You think it's gonna be on
Fox,
Hulu?
Fox owns a stake of Hulu,
Mm.
and it's not. I don't think it would fit on the Disney one because it's. I mean, it's probably still gonna be
No,
PG-13, but it's just gonna be like, you know.
And I think they have. It's funny that they have reshoots to film, but like the scheduling for that it's not going to happen. Like they said, we have reshoots to film, but there's no date. Like they have nothing signed up.
That is, yeah.
So-
I have very little confidence in that movie and Dark Phoenix, but that's another thing. Have you
That's
seen the trailer
actually
for that?
coming. Yeah, did you watch it?
I saw it. That was, I mean, there's a big spoiler in it. We don't
Oh
even need to
wait,
say what the
no, I
spoiler
didn't
is.
watch it.
Oh, okay, yeah, don't watch it. There's just a big spoiler in it.
I heard about it. I'm not interested in watching the trailer, but yeah, I heard about it and I'm like,
I mean,
who
you've
cares?
seen. I know you don't really care for the X-Men movies, but you saw like.
I know
Days
what
of Future
happens.
Past
Yeah,
and
it's a flip of something that happened in the
Apocalypse.
past.
Did you
yeah.
see those all in theaters?
I saw Apocalypse in theaters, and I think that's the only other X-Men one. Yeah, I didn't see any
Interesting.
other ones. Logan, did I? No, I didn't.
You didn't see Logan in theater. I love that
No.
movie.
But yeah, I love that movie too. People keep asking me to make a series on that. I'm like, oh.
Well, we should. I mean, a X-Men series could be very interesting.
But-
I know you don't care about it, so I won't force you to do it.
It's not that I don't care. It's I just have no interest in their costumes. Like they're so
Oh
boring.
yeah, like the movie. Yeah, no, that's true. It's you got a point. Well, I like. Didn't Days of Future Past have like the classic ones that looked kind of interesting?
I don't
Was
think
it
so.
that or
That was
First
Apocalypse.
Class. One of them had like the
That
yellow
was
ones,
it-
or maybe
is
it was
Age of-
Apocalypse.
What's that movie even called? Age of
X-Men
Apocalypse.
No, Age of Ultron, X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah, at the end of that, literally at the end, it's them all in the training room, and then they've got the Sentinels or whatever, the training bots, and then they have them in their nice classic comic book suits.
There you go. Yeah, it's been a long time. I didn't like Apocalypse. I liked Days of Future Past and First Class. I like the original X-Men movies too, but I know you don't.
But yeah, anything else that you can think of news-wise? Was there any other trailers?
No. Toy Story 4 Bo Peep thing.
Oh, Pikachu!
Yeah,
there was the new Pikachu
Detective
trailer.
Pikachu.
Did you like that?
I don't have much to add there.
I liked it.
I like
I'm
the trailer,
excited.
but
I'm so excited. Like genuinely.
I know, which is funny because you don't like Pokemon.
Yeah.
But I like the trailer. I like the Pokemon they show there, but I feel like they're hiding something because the TV spots sucked. One of them was a freaking fart joke.
Oh, really?
And the second thing was they it's rated PG.
Yeah, I saw the rating.
So I think the director hasn't done anything really interesting or good.
I see. You think that they're hiding that this is a very kiddie movie?
Yes. Just a crappy kids movie. There's a difference between a kids movie, the Lego movie is a kids movie, but I love that movie. But there's crappy kids movies, and I feel like it's one of those. But again, I'm going in with low expectations, and I want to be surprised. And we're probably doing a CMF series on it, so like that.
And I'm genuinely
I'm so
excited
hyped
about that.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited to do that. Oh. That series is going to be super interesting because it's like a way to do Pokemon, but not,
There is...
Yeah, look, this guy did Shark Tale, Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, yes, no.
Two fantastic movies. Monsters vs. Aliens and Goosebumps 2015. Monsters vs. Aliens is fine.
That's funny.
Goosebumps 2015 I never saw.
I saw it on a snow day. They played it at my school. And Goosebumps it was really boring and slow.
Yeah. Really? There's Jack Black in it.
Yeah.
Jablinski Games.
There's some other news.
What was it?
The Arrow's cancellation happened this week.
Have much to add there.
But
you got anything?
I feel like, so I was behind since the crossover, and I just caught up this week because of the news and everything. And I keep thinking that I've seen this episode. Like, they just all feel the same, and they're...
Well, that's not good. Maybe it is. Maybe it should have ended a while back then.
Like, they did so well 2 seasons ago with the finale and everything, and it was... Like, that's one of the highest rated episodes of all time. And then every single crossover, they kill it. Every crossover. And to go to this mundane... It's just so repetitive. I don't know what's even happening. It's just... They're bringing back Task Force X from before, but it's a different roster. We're just going through the motions of the show that I feel like has lost what it used to be. Anyways, but supposedly, and this is kind of the feeling that I've gotten, he wanted out in season 6. We're going on to season 7. This is season 7, sorry. So contractually he is done, but he's coming back to finish the show. He's coming back for 10 episodes, but the writers decided to can the show without him because, well, it could work without him, not successfully.
Wait, so you're saying so he's not going to be in all the last episodes?
He will be in all 10, yeah. Contractually, he was done at like this coming finale, but he decided to come back and finish the show with them for that, and that will tie in, like, the 10 episodes will end with the crossover. So yeah, for sure I'll be doing a second CMF draft in September, or maybe for the crossover, but there you go. Hot news there. But
there we go.
Yeah.
Anyways,
on to the topic that I'm excited to hear your thoughts about, because I accidentally saw your tweet, and you gave Captain Marvel a 6 out of 10, which means so it could be really good because we know your ratings.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you think is 6 out of 10?
I think that if I recall, your 6 out of 10s are just above average.
Yeah, that's perfect. I mean, it's like I guess, even though it shouldn't translate that way, like, there's letter grades, and like, I guess around a C would be good.
Really?
But yeah, I know that would translate to a 70. Yeah, whatever. So like with movies, 5 would be just the most average movie, a solo, you know. But 6 is above average. 4 is an Aquaman below average, but not the worst thing out there.
4's an Aquaman.
3's an emoji movie.
No
Seven
way.
is
That's so close to Aquaman
I know,
and
right? It's
Solo.
crazy. There were some decent parts of Emoji Movie,
What on
but most of it
earth
was
was
Garbo.
there in that
I like the
movie?
parents. I think the parents were pretty
The
funny
parents.
characters.
Oh,
And Smiley was just a
Mel.
crazy, all out
Oh my
character.
gosh.
But
Smiley.
yeah, Smiley. I wish we did an Emoji Movie series. Like, if it came out then. If it literally came out, I would have done a series on it. Because I was so hyped for that. Like, watch out, Angry Birds 2 might get a series. 'Cause I'm just so hyped. Like, these are the movies. These come once in a while. It's a Sony masterpiece, so...
Which
Yeah.
we should plug the thing at the end.
Mhm.
Okay?
I don't know what
The
thing.
thing
but
that we
yeah.
were working on before.
What thing?
Okay, I'll just say it at the end.
Oh,
Um,
the
yes,
fan
yeah.
choice. Yeah, okay. Cool.
So yeah, let's talk about this. I personally believe that this is in my top 10 of the MCU. It is in the
That's-
higher part of the MCU. I really loved it, but
You loved it,
I
but it's in
did
the top
love
10.
it.
That means 10 strong ones. Wow. I thought it was just it was above that. I'm amazed. You weren't hyped for it.
I know.
but
I was really worried
came-
going in. I said this in the video. I made four figures prior to me seeing the movie. And I was really worried that I was not going to like the movie because I had seen some of the reviews and everything.
Yeah.
But we can talk about that after. But I really
Yeah,
loved it.
I thought it was decent.
Mhm.
I thought it was okay. So that's the non-spoiler talk. Now we gotta go into spoilers.
That's the
That's it. I don't have much else.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. And also, I was gonna say, I saw your series, but I was like in between driving and stuff. Wasn't texting and driving. Don't do that, kids. And I didn't watch, so I kind of skipped through, saw the ending, saw that. So I wasn't able to watch and listen.
Yeah,
but
don't watch
you
it
have
if
some
you haven't
interesting choices
seen
there.
the movie.
Yeah,
I would say.
spoiler. Well, I mean, we already got spoiler alert, so
Yeah.
like we're if we're talking about this, don't worry. But yeah, there's spoilers in there, and I was gonna say there were some weird choices in there.
Really?
That I didn't realize because I know you asked me, oh, you have any ideas? But
What was the weird choices?
I don't like the first two. They were very boring
yeah.
suits for
No,
Carol.
I know, but I didn't know who else to include. That was the problem.
I would have done like a young Carol, I guess, like maybe her with the baseball bat.
Oh.
And I was thinking, like when I saw it today, because I saw it twice. Today was the second time. I was like, oh, we could have used the race helmet from Lego Friends 2018 with the little ponytail on the back. I'm like, that would have fit perfectly. But again, it wasn't my series. It was all you.
I
so-
asked you.
I know. I didn't think about it.
That's
Plus,
okay.
I think you asked me after I saw the movie, but I didn't realize that until I saw it today, and I'm like, that would have been.
No, that's
perfect.
okay. I actually.
But then again, yeah.
I saw what the bootlegs were making, and they actually made those two suits,
Really, they made those two.
which I thought was interesting.
Interesting.
And that was actually what pushed me more to making them over. I don't even know who I had down. I think it was like another Maria variant.
Yeah, I don't know if they would probably just do one Maria.
Yeah,
like-
it was a hard series to make, and I justified making 4 Carol variants with the Batman.
Mhm. Did you do? I forgot. Did you do an Air Force Carol?
I didn't, because
Maybe that could have been. I mean, that
because
would've-
I already had
either that
Maria,
or the
so you
kid
could
one.
just sub out the stuff. It would have been the exact same outfit, so I didn't want to do that.
True. Good point. Okay. Also, maybe do that little scroll kid. You didn't do that?
I didn't do the kid because really interesting thing about her is but I didn't do her because she didn't have enough. I don't know. I didn't think that she was as important as the other guy, Norex, the science guy, because he had jokes
Yeah.
about.
No. I would have.
You would have included her as well
Yeah. Instead of doing.
instead of the other ones.
Vers and what the heck is
Yonrog.
Jude Law's character?
Yonrog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that outfit.
All right.
Because you did have two of him, right?
Hey, there's always a Bricktober pack. Yeah, I do have 2 of him because I wanted one with the helmet and I wanted one with his Jude Law handsome face. So, yeah.
I see.
Anyways,
Yeah, that makes sense.
enough of the series. If you want to check it out, go watch it. But what did you think of the beginning of this? I myself felt really confused and
my
lost as to what the heck was
Yes.
happening.
That beginning was horrible.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god. I'm like, this movie's actually sucking.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I go in with low expectations and I want to be surprised and I'm like, the expectations were met of lowness. And then right when they get to Earth, started picking up.
Right.
Started picking
I
up.
think that even though I didn't know what the heck was happening, I think that it picked up on the Skrull ship. Like
On the scroll
I kind
ship?
of like I love Ben Mendelsohn, and he was amazing in this. Like
Oh,
just
I loved him in here, but I didn't recognize him in the scroll ship.
did you know?
I started recognizing his character. Well, I knew he was a scroll. I
You
mean,
knew,
didn't they?
but you knew
Yeah,
that Ben
before his
Mendelsohn
reveal.
was when you saw him on screen. You saw Krennic. You knew that was him from before.
Well, when they showed him in the archives,
So you didn't know
and
when
he
he
was
was in the when they were in the when they were at the
scroll
autopsy,
ship.
and when
Oh yeah, okay, no, that was it. Then yes,
did you know
that
before?
would be the reveal.
Well, see, I already
Uh,
knew that he was playing Talos, so that kind of ruined it for me. Which
oh, I didn't see. I didn't know that. I was just like, he started talking. I'm like, oh,
that's
that's Ben
cool though.
Mendelsohn.
Okay, that's awesome.
And then I was like, and then once he started doing the autopsy, I was like, oh, he's a scroll too, because he says that thing. He's like, So yeah, that's when I was
so
like, oh, I love that guy.
I wish that I didn't. Yeah, it would have been fun not to know, but I probably would have recognized the voice. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. I thought he was one of the best parts of this movie, and yeah. But anyways, but the first
part,
like, what is that? 30 minutes? Yeah, and even when she's on the ship, I'm like, okay, they have the flashback where they're like, oh, rewind here. I'm like, this is getting like really annoying.
Yeah.
But that part was at least a little bit more interesting though than the first 20. The first 20 minutes were horrible. Like,
I like that
straight
bit
up.
on the ship, like her escaping. Like that part when the first part I think that I actually laughed at was when the one Skrull like screams at her and then she screams back. That was like, because she has a lot of quips in this that I don't think lands. Like
there's just a lot of humor in this in general that I just don't think lands.
like the one
if I had
that
to be honest.
really stuck out that I saw in a clip and then in the theater no one laughed was that scene where she's like, does anyone know how to get these off? Huh? No? Oh well. And she shrugs. Like it just
That landed so low that I didn't even recognize that as a joke.
it didn't
like
yeah, I don't know. It felt really out of place and just
Well, she has some witty dialogue in the first 5 minutes that I guess were jokes, and I'm like, nobody's
yeah,
laughing
with
at
her
this.
and Jude
Like,
Law.
You get it. You hear like because I had like a packed theater of like 100 people.
Packed,
when I first
yeah.
saw it. Yeah, and it was like you'd hear like that in the back.
Yeah, you saw it twice, which is important to note.
Yeah, the second time I saw it, nobody was really there. But at first I was, because there's those jokes again. I'm like, nobody's laughing and nobody's here. This is awkward. And then thankfully when they got to Earth, it started picking up. My mom started laughing. My mom was super bored in the beginning. My whole family was.
That's
bored
what
in the beginning.
my parents said
And I
as
was like
well.
the same
Yeah.
thing.
Um,
Yeah. 'Cause-
Do you
yeah, what were you gonna say?
now that you saw this a second time, do you
Yeah.
feel that knowing everything that happens later on with like the Skrulls and like what they're trying to extract from her, do you think that makes more sense about the beginning part? Like did it feel better the second time watching the beginning part, or were you still
No difference.
This is
No, it was
Just the
just so.
same.
The beginning part was so boring. Yeah, I don't care about any of those characters. And I'll be honest, throughout the whole movie, I don't care about Captain Marvel. I thought she was so bland and boring,
really?
and everybody surrounding her was interesting. Once she reached Earth, I should clarify, because again, the beginning with her ragtag team, I didn't care about them either. And I like Jude Law, but I didn't even care about him in this movie either.
Hey, you know what?
people I
He
like-
was better in
yeah.
this than he was in Fantastic Beasts.
I don't even know if I could say
He was charming
because-
here. He had some. He
Was
actually
he?
had a.
He was just-
He wasn't. He
had
had
like
a
10
secret,
seconds
and
of
he
screen
wasn't
time.
like. I don't even remember what we were talking about with all that stuff. It was just. He had more than 10 minutes, I think, in here. He was in this a lot. I was surprised by
20.
how much he was.
Like, it would annoy me that, like, she would hack into all
The
these
phones.
phones, and then that. So those were the times he appeared in the middle of the
Yeah.
movie, and then there was the first section, which was horrible, and then the end, which was fine, but like, like he was just kind of like, oh, it's a villain. But then if you want to talk really crappy villains, what the heck was Ronan doing
Yeah,
here? I get he's the leader of the Kreese.
sad.
Did nothing.
I'm really
that
sad
was like
about
such
that.
a wasted, pointless, like what a waste. Like at least Ronan's follower, that one
Korath,
guy
the
from
pursuer.
Guardians. Yeah, at least he like had moments of like
Anything.
use. Yeah, like Ronan was literally that was like, I mean, it wasn't the worst part, thankfully, but it was such a waste.
He was actually one of the I think he was actually the part that I was most excited to see. Like going into this movie, I was like, man, I'm
Mm-hmm.
so excited to see Ronan. I was watching the red carpet. They're like, so what's Ronan
Mm-hmm.
up to? He's like, oh, same old stuff. No, he stood there. He did
He
nothing.
did
He's like, hey,
nothing.
where are you? You're not gonna tell me, okay? And then
Yeah.
nothing. Oh, you want me
I
to?
mean, rightfully so. She took down a whole missile. Like I'd be, if I was him, I would get the heck out of there. But why include him in the first place? Like it just
No,
doesn't.
yeah, they didn't. Who's that pandering to? Like, I guarantee you, the regular moviegoer doesn't go. That guy looks familiar. Add some
You know what's
black
funny though?
paint.
Yeah, my mom was like, "What is Ronan doing here?" I was like, "Wow,
Really?
good job, mom. You actually knew who
That's
that
probably
was." But
because of you with the Lego and stuff.
I think specifically it's because Ronan is played by Lee
Yes.
Pace, who played
Story.
not only
Thondrel.
one of the elves and yeah,
Mhm.
but also he played the Pie Maker in Pushing Daisies, which was one of my mom and I's favorite shows. Pushing Daisies is a great underrated
I've
show.
never heard
Only
of
had
it.
2 seasons. Very good show. I think it might be on Netflix, so go check it out. But yeah, where was I at? But yeah, Ronan. That was
What
whatever.
did you think
I
of
mean,
the rest of the ragtag team?
I didn't care about any of them. I mean, I like the blue girl
Yeah.
because she was from Crazy Rich.
Oh, okay.
She was the only one who was actually. She feels like the only one who actually had a personality, but
Ye-
like they barely used her.
But even that, it was like at the end they're like, what was it? Oh, I guess we don't, because she was jealous or something of her powers or something weird. I don't even
Yeah,
know.
she was like, "Oh," she's like, "Why didn't you hang out with me?" It's like, "Oh, because I never liked you," you know. Whatever. If she was the main, if she took Jude Law's place, I think maybe that would have been more interesting. Because again, I like Jude Law, but I don't think he was really interesting or compelling in this movie. Um,
Yeah, I feel like if anything, he's a lackey to the Supreme Intelligence.
mm-hmm.
And like something that really bugged me was we're jumping all around here, but when she's talking to the Supreme Intelligence, and you start
Mm-hmm.
to see like, oh shoot, her neck collar thing just came off, and like she's starting to glow. Do something! Like you're just
Mm-hmm.
standing there. Like what do you think is gonna
Yeah.
happen?
Well, did they even show her neck collar thing come off in real
I
life?
think it
Like,
did. Yeah, I think
it
I think
did.
so. I could
Okay,
be
because
wrong
it's
about
just
that.
like, how did I don't get how triggering something inside took off the neck thingy.
It was
Like she
her.
took it off in the intelligence.
Right.
Like how does that trigger something in real life?
Yeah,
But
because all she's
all
doing
right.
is pushing Jude Law's blood out of her
Mm-hmm.
to get rid of the suppressed human
Okay.
whatever that was.
I don't know. I don't even think that whole neck thing was just like why do they even like now she's just super 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 overpowered. So now they're gonna have to nerf her again in freaking Infinity.
Because she's
I mean
Superman.
Endgame.
She's the MCU Superman. She's got super speed. She, she can
But what's her weakness?
nothing. She doesn't have one even. I don't think.
Like at least Superman has kryptonite. Like now she's just super overpowered. So they're gonna have to keep continually nerfing her.
Do you know why
To
kryptonite was invented? My mind was
why?
blown. I heard this recently. So originally
Why?
it wasn't even created when the comics came out with him. It was they had a
Mm-hmm.
radio show going and the voice of Superman wanted to go on vacation, but contractually they wouldn't let him. So
Yeah.
he said that like that's it. Like I'm gonna like either I leave and I'm gonna go on vacation. You fire me, whatever. So they wrote him out of the show, or by creating something that made him weak.
Mm-hmm.
Like they came up with kryptonite to make him weak so that his voice would sound differently while he was on vacation, and then when he came back, like that's the origin of kryptonite.
That's very interesting. I didn't even know about that.
It's just so weird.
It's funny. It's like how Harley Quinn was from
Batman the animated
TAS,
series,
you
yeah.
know? I like that one. It's like a weird origin, but
Mhm.
that's cool. No, I didn't even know about
Yeah.
that. That's an interesting fact.
And now it's in songs, like talking about kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
And
I
all
know
that.
kryptonite is that's just a phrase now.
Mhm.
Like when you want to say weakness.
Oh, yeah,
that's your
you're my
kryptonite.
kryptonite. Or,
So that's
yeah.
crazy. That's actually
'Cause
that's
some guy
crazy.
wanted
The
to go on
radio show of all
vacation.
people. Wow.
It wasn't even for the
I
comics.
didn't know
Like they
about
made
that.
it for this
Yeah.
show, and then they brought it in.
That's interesting as heck.
But
Yeah,
uh,
that's a fun fact right there.
back to this though. Like, yeah, I don't think she has a weakness. I could be wrong, unless I just. Well, what happened? Oh, electrocution. She got shocked.
Well, her weakness was people telling her that she can't do stuff. Except wait,
Everything.
she got up all those other times, so there was actually no weakness there because she got up when she was younger, anyways,
Mm-hmm.
and she did the stuff. So yeah.
Did you know that there was a movie with can't think of his name, Chris Evans, with a little blonde girl. It was called, oh, it's tip my tongue.
What, teen movie? Wasn't he in teen movie or
It
something
was
like that? Not another teen
no,
movie?
it was something where he adopted her or something, or it was his daughter and his
Oh,
wife died.
Gifted?
Yes, Gifted. That's it.
I thought that was a boy.
It's a
Or was
little
it
blonde
a
girl.
Okay.
She's the same girl that plays young Carol. I just thought that was really
Oh,
interesting.
really? Oh, that's
So
funny.
now she's been with two captains.
That is funny. Yeah,
Um,
and he was in this movie too, so that's kind of funny.
That's true,
too.
yeah. And that scene was directed by the Phil Lord and Chris Miller, by the Russo brothers.
Oh, that scene at the end,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's literally a scene from Endgame.
Mhm.
I mean, they pulled an Ant-Man where, at the end of Ant-Man, they pulled a Civil War. I mean,
For
for the end of Ant-Man, they put a Civil War scene. So, yeah.
Oh, you're talking. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But, anyways, yeah. Okay, so I feel like I'm being negative, but I did like a lot about this movie. I liked Nick Fury a lot.
He was my
I
favorite
thought Nick
part.
Fury was great. No, for sure.
Him
yeah.
and Talos
Like,
were right there.
yeah, Talos was great too, but yeah, Nick Fury, like it's seeing a new side of him, and Sam Jackson always gives it his whole. So
Yeah, and I'm really happy about that. Like he's pretty old, and he keeps saying like he's in Spider-Man: Far From Home. He's saying that he keeps
I'm
wanting.
like, wow, this is a lot of Nick Fury.
I know,
like,
and
in
he's
this.
saying that he just wants to keep going, which makes me happy. He wants to
I
beat
have a
Patrick
question.
Stewart and Hugh Jackman as the most recurring character in a
Yeah,
comic book
because
movie.
you always hear that these people they want out, but he wants to keep going.
Which is nice to hear, I think.
I remember he was complaining that he wasn't in Black Panther on Twitter. He was like, they got all the black people except me. He said that.
Really?
He said that. Yeah, I'm not kidding.
That's funny.
But yeah, so that's great. I mean, he's always giving it his all. And is Coulson going to be in Endgame? That's what I was thinking in this one. Like, I mean, not Endgame. The one Spider-Man. He's not going to be in it, right? 'Cause Agents of Shield.
No,
crap.
I don't even know what's going on with that show anymore, and I don't even know what like Nick Fury's up to, like without. I don't know. Like it's weird. He got the helicarrier, and then I think they gave it to them on Shield or something. That was the
Really?
tie-in. I don't remember. But I'm gonna talk about the thing that angers me the most about this is I know that there was no way that they could fix this, but with the pager, why didn't he call during the Battle of New York? Why didn't he call? There's a lot of problems with this movie that they really mess things up.
I understand, and that's what I liked about Infinity War was that when he did that, it was like, holy crap, like crap's going down. Like
Nah,
he didn't call for all these other
He doesn't
times.
know
So this
what's
is
going on. He doesn't.
No, he saw. Didn't he see Maria just fade away? Like
Yeah,
he's
but
like,
he
oh,
was already
crap, this
going
is
to the
like-
back of the car. He already was going to get Captain Marvel's pager.
Didn't he see people fade away?
No,
Like-
all he saw was a helicopter crash and a parked car with no one in
I'm
it.
literally gonna pull this up right now.
Like, that's what angered me. Was that
Really? Because I thought that was so in there. I was like, that's like that's one of my favorite.
Yeah, it's
end
cool.
credit scenes,
I
because it was so
understand. That's
freaking
really
cool.
cool, but why
'Cause it's
not
like-
during?
Yeah, no, he saw people. He literally saw her. Yeah, he saw her fade away.
But wasn't he already going to the back of the car?
Nope. He looked. He literally turns around and he sees her fade.
So, but why?
He's like, what the
why
heck is
someone
this?
fading away over this silver
Because-
thing came from
No.
from who knows where? It's destroying a
okay,
town. We
I have
can't
a-
defeat
okay.
it. Then we've got an
Alright, I
alien
have-
invasion. That we're just gonna blow up New York. No, hang on, guys. I'm gonna call my personal friend Captain Marvel before you go blowing up New York City.
All right, I have a whole bunch of defenses for this. Maybe it's because of my love for Infinity War, but I gotta defend a lot here. He was assembling the Avengers, which was named after Captain Marvel's ship.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he had a team in Avengers 1. He assembled the Avengers, so he was like, okay, but by Endgame coming out, he doesn't have a team. He doesn't have anybody to defend him. He sees these people fading away. He's like, okay, this is literally my last hope, because he's like, I can't waste this opportunity. Like, this is when I know crap's about to go down, and that's why he paged. I don't know. Like, by that time,
Justin, he doesn't know what's going on. Like, this is happening in
I know he doesn't know.
Wakanda.
That's the thing.
No one knows
Yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah.
going on.
I know, but he just saw freaking Maria fade away. Like, you know?
He just pushed
And
a
he's
guy
like,
out of the way.
and he doesn't have any defense. I mean, at this time, isn't he like, uh, the Avengers are all split up and everything, you know? I don't know.
How does he know
That's
this,
my,
though? He doesn't know this.
I thought he knew all this crap.
How would he know this? It's
doesn't he know
happening
this?
in Wakanda.
No, I know, but he knows that the Avengers have split up. Like, the whole
Oh,
Civil
you mean
War
Civil
crap.
War?
Yeah.
I thought you meant
That's
they
what I'm
went up
saying.
to Earth and space.
No. He knows that, you know, the half of these people are missing. Like, you know, like they didn't know where. Did they not know where Vision and Scarlet Witch were at?
I don't know. Yeah, well, they were undercover. I want to know
Yeah.
how. I want to know who and
And
how
he knows
they
that Tony
find this
Stark left
pager.
space. Remember
That's
Tony
true.
Stark
It was on the
left for
news. Yeah.
space?
How did they find the pager
Yeah.
on the floor?
How did he find the
No,
pager
no,
on
no.
the
How did
floor?
the Avengers find the pager on the
Oh,
floor?
that? Yeah. I'll be honest. They're probably gonna. Yeah, they're probably gonna explain. They might. Okay. I don't know if they're.
Some
gonna explain,
guy
but
was
they
sweeping
might.
the floor with all the dust on the
We'll
ground,
see.
and they found this. We think it belongs to Nick Fury. How do you know?
No. Yeah. No. I could. There's gonna be a way. There's gonna be a way because like his car is there. That one. Okay, that's gonna be an Endgame thing. Like if Endgame doesn't do that, then that's a fault on Endgame. We'll see how
But
they
you
explain it.
really
If they
think
just
that
say
someone
Oh, we
disappearing?
found this. Mm-hmm. What about it?
I'm trying to think. What's the craziest thing that he's ever seen?
I mean, did he know that when he assembled Avengers, he didn't know that Loki was coming in and crap?
When
right?
Loki came through the portal, he
Didn't
doesn't
they
know
have
what to
Loki-
expect. Wouldn't you call
But
him
didn't they
then?
lock up Loki?
Wouldn't you
Didn't
call
he
her
think,
then?
Okay. Didn't they lock up Loki and he's like, okay, job's done.
When
you know?
Loki escapes with the Tesseract, you don't think?
No, because he's like, okay, you know, I assembled these
But
people.
he didn't
let's go get
know.
'em.
He didn't know. Wouldn't she be the first person you call? Because you don't know if Cap's gonna do it. You don't know if Tony's gonna do it. You've got the two people that are employed to you. You don't know about Bruce. You don't know that Thor's even there. So all he's got is Captain Marvel.
Look, at any of those times did he ever say the MFer? I'm not going to say the word, but at any of those times did he ever say mother?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because this is when the franchise was growing, so they weren't allowed. It's like on TV shows. Like I know that The Walking Dead is now allowed to use the F-bomb once a season or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
the more that shows
time,
and movies
I know.
go on,
He didn't say
they're
okay,
allowed
I'm
to
just
say
saying
F
this.
words.
I'm putting all these reasonings, and it boils down to another thing. But let me say this, okay? So he didn't say the F word in here. Remember, he was about to.
So did
But I'm
Aunt
saying
May.
If none of those,
You think it's on the same level?
No. I'm saying, did Nick Fury ever say the F word before here?
No,
So
he never really
that was an
swore
indication
before
that
because
crap-
they weren't at a point where he could.
Yeah.
He swore when
Yeah,
a cat
you
scratched
see-
his eye out. You think it's on the same
Yeah.
level? Boom.
No.
It's the same level.
No. Didn't he just say? He didn't even swear. He just said mother, and he didn't say. They didn't even. He said like mother of God or something. Like he didn't. They didn't cut this one. He was about to say it, and they cut it out.
I don't
know.
agree.
But
I think
and then
that
I'm gonna say,
there's no. He doesn't know what's
if you really
happening.
want to boil
here.
it down, okay, then we're gonna have to get like, okay, how does this universal translator work that it translates every like English text? Like, then we're starting to get very.
Oh, that makes sense. Why doesn't that make sense?
What, a universal translator translating every English text they see on like billboards and stuff?
Sure.
I don't think that makes sense at all.
Why? It's some technology that exists in space. It's like, how is this ancient pager calling her? Who cares? It's a movie.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if
I'm
you're
talking about
getting worked
reasoning
up
of a
about that-
character, not some science.
This one makes sense to me.
No, I don't agree.
at
That's
this
why
point, I don't know.
I think that he should have called with Ultron. They were about to lose a
I don't
whole
think he should've.
city.
No, because look, he was,
Justin, they were gonna bomb New York. They were gonna bomb New York.
Look.
You don't think that he would go, "Excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Security Council."
That's why
Listen,
he assembled a team.
But they were about to lose. They were about to lose, and they literally went against his orders to blow up New York City.
Okay.
Why not
I
call
think
them in there?
This is a world.
How does he know
issue.
this?
He doesn't know this, but
That's my point. He doesn't know
Maria Hill
this.
just fades away.
He doesn't have
you
the
know.
same sources and everything that he had before. He,
felt-
wasn't
but,
in tune with the world. He didn't have the secret organization. Now he's by himself, and he's... don't call me in case of an emergency. I think that New York counts as an emergency. I think that even the
I don't know.
Destroyer in Thor counts as an emergency.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, we'll see.
No, there's
they
not
have to
going to be.
address some of this.
I don't think so. And the other problems,
Because she's no. I want to see Captain Marvel's response to this.
I can tell you. Do you want to know what it is?
What?
Um, what did she say? The way I heard it
Where's Fury?
this is from the footage that they showed at the Disney thing, at the Disney shareholders, was that she said,
Yeah, I heard this.
Sorry, I didn't come or whatever. If they show him calling her the other times, that's fine. I'm on board. But I think she says that I knew that you guys existed. Other worlds don't have Avengers. Now that the universe is gone, that's why she came back.
Interesting. Well, maybe he did call them the other times.
If he did, I'm fine with it. Like I'm fine.
How do we
Maybe
know-
it ran
how
out
do
of
we know he did it?
battery.
How do we know-
Maybe he didn't charge it enough.
I know. How do we know he did, and how do we know he didn't? Because
I want
they
them
don't
to
show,
say it.
Nick Fury isn't the star of any of these movies, so
I don't. I want them to say
this
it.
is the biggest role. You want them to say.
I want him to say,
Fury
"Where
called
were
me
you
a
the
whole
last
bunch of
2
other
times?" And well, sorry, like,
Well, he's gone.
well,
There's no way they could have him say it.
there's
now.
so much to
I mean,
say
there's-
about this.
That's what I'm saying. It's such a little insignificant thing that I don't care about. But like,
I don't agree. And what about the Tesseract?
this
What
is-
about all the lines of
all right.
Stark fished that out of the ocean when he was looking for you?
This is our review of the plot holes of Captain Marvel.
People complained about the Spider-Man Homecoming having 2016 or whatever it was. And they threw the whole MCU. Blah, blah, blah. Who's gonna sit there? What moviegoer is sitting there and doing the math?
Here's the thing. I always say this, and I will say this. The classic. I will say this. I like it when the movie itself is, I judge the movies by themselves.
That's true. I'm
And so
nitpicking
yes,
as a
these
whole.
are very. I know you're picking
21
Infinity
movies.
War with Endgame and this and that, and then yes they've retconned stuff before, but even the Stark fishing out of the ocean, I don't know. Maybe they'll explain in the future. I have no clue. But yeah. But it's interesting that you bring those up because I haven't heard that complaint about the pager, so like that was interesting.
Oh, I'm seeing
So
it
I appreciate
everywhere.
that you did. I have not seen that, but it's interesting. I mean, that's how I interpreted it was just that okay, this is a major event, but you do have some good counterpoints that he didn't know how big this event was. I don't know, and we'll probably never know because, like I said, they're either going to have Captain Marvel address it, but if they don't, they can't.
No,
Really
I
have
don't
Fury
expect them
address
to.
it.
That's my problem. Is that I
And
don't
honestly,
expect them to.
I don't want them to waste time explaining that in the I don't want them to in Endgame. Here's the thing.
It's gonna
and
be
this
3
kinda
hours
goes
long.
into
They've
our
got
Captain
time.
Marvel. I know. I'm glad it is, but I'm still worried about how much they're going to cover because they have to cover Ronan.
Yeah.
Ronan, that's his thing, yeah. And then they have to cover Ant-Man's thing. They have to cover, I guess, this Captain Marvel thing. They have to cover also just tie in Captain America and Iron Man storylines because we know one of them's going to die or something.
Mm-hmm.
So they have to do a lot. And then they have to show how people get back. Like, there's a lot they have to do.
Yep.
All the way at the bottom of the list is how this whole thing worked. Like, that's such a little concern to me because I'd rather them spend it on other stuff.
Speaking of which, she has a 7 to 9 movie contract, I believe, with them.
Yeah, and they're saying that she's going to be the new Avenger leader and everything. And I don't know how I feel about that because it's like she's had only one movie. Like, again, even with her, like, I wish she wasn't really in Endgame because I want to see them tie up these old Avenger storylines if this really is the last one for them. Because it's like she just started her franchise, but I want to see Ant-Man.
Yeah, I think it's poor timing.
I don't think there's going to be another one of that. Yeah,
I just think it's poor timing.
No, for sure.
I don't think that this is a movie that should have, I think, happened before.
Before.
Like,
Yeah,
it should have
her build up
happened
and stuff.
prior. And I really don't think that they should be releasing a movie a month, like, in between each other. To me, that makes no sense. Because after Spider-Man...
It makes sense to me, money-wise.
Sure, but after... No, but it's still...
back.
Avengers is going to be taking money out of Captain Marvel's pocket. Like, it could still be running through April.
No, it will. No, but here's the thing, it will, and people will go double feature it. Just a lot of people do Black Panther.
I guess.
Infinity War.
But that was a bigger
the
gap,
one-
though. They've never had
Yeah.
something this close.
I mean, it is a very small
And after
gap.
Spider-Man, we don't have
And you
anything.
say they don't have something that close. Early May 2008 to early July 2008, Incredible Hulk.
Okay, May,
And
June, July. That's
Iron Man-
that's 3 months.
That's 2 months.
This is
This
a
one
little-
was it's a little less, but
Yeah.
they had Iron Man in both. But also, yes, these are more connected. The one that ticks me off is Spider-Man's release date, because like the trailers aren't even trying to hide anything. It's just,
Yeah.
hey, look at all these characters that
That aren't
were
dead.
faded away
Yeah.
in Infinity War. Which, yes, I know those characters will come back, obviously, but like
Mhm.
it just feels
Well, it
like
could have.
they're shoving that down our
It could have
throats.
happened in between.
I I'm almost confident this is going to be after Infinity War or whatever alternate universe they make in Infinity War. I mean, I keep saying
Yeah.
Endgame. Yeah.
What was I gonna say? But yeah, no movie after that for a year. Well, like we don't have anything.
After what?
Like,
Spider-Man?
yeah, there's nothing being filmed right now. So that's at least like a movie takes about a year.
I think there's stuff being filmed in either
secret, you
in secret
think?
or they're going to be filmed in fall or late summer. Like after Endgame comes out, they're going to drop like a slate. I feel it.
A Phase 4 slate.
Yeah, but then again, it might be at Comic-Con.
Are we in Phase
around
4?
the time
Are we in Phase 4 or 3?
we're Phase 3. Are we still Phase 3? Huh. I guess we are still Phase 3. I think Endgame's the last. I don't even know at this point. What
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So Captain Marvel. Back to the movie that we're talking about.
I know this is what I'm saying. The movie, I liked the movie, but it wasn't that. It felt like a Phase 1. I'm sorry, it didn't.
Yeah, but it had to, I think.
Didn't
To me, I like this a lot, and I knew that you wouldn't. To me, this reminded me of Aquaman in terms of we're introducing this whole new world. We've got to introduce the Kree, the Skrull. We've got to introduce what the heck's going on there, and going into this,
By the way, Spider-Man Far From Home begins Phase 4 apparently.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going into this, in my mind, I'm like, something is going to happen with the Skrull. One of the end credit scenes, it's going to be like Nick Fury's been a Skrull this whole time, or something. I don't know. To me, I always expected that this is what they're setting up with this movie, is that the Skrulls are going to be the bad guys, they're going to be infiltrating Earth, and that they're going to leave some behind, blah, blah. To go to them being the good guys, floored. Didn't see that coming until, like, I knew obviously that the Kree were evil as well. I just didn't expect the Skrull to be on the good
It's
side.
funny you say
quote unquote.
obviously, but when I was watching it, I was like, huh, and I was like, I thought Ronan was evil.
Yeah.
And so I was confused. I was like, huh, so they're good? But I didn't think much of it. I was like, okay, they're good. Skrull's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, huh, that's weird. Maybe he turns bad later on or something. Like
Something
Ronan
in this
himself
happens, yeah.
And his minion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
One guy.
I don't know. To me, that was a really, and I felt that I knew what was gonna happen in this movie, and to go to, no, they're actually the good guys, and then, oh, by the way, here's the Tesseract. I was floored. Like, didn't see that at all coming. Like, I was genuinely surprised and happy to see that.
I was like, well, like, it's funny because one of my friends was like, it always is the cosmic cube. Like, he yelled that.
He said that.
That was funny. Yeah, and I'm like, huh.
It's true. But that was fun to see because, and Project Pegasus, it stands for, hang on. It stands for something.
Well, you pointed out that was like that was referenced early on or something like that?
Yes, it was in the Avengers, in the NASA and SHIELD joint project.
That's crazy.
It is an acronym for, oh, I just saw it. Thank you, Slow Computer. Anyways, what are you looking up?
I was just going in between tabs, but
Okay.
yeah.
Alright, that's not
I wasn't
working.
looking up anything.
Something projects from unknown blah 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 dimensions, and it was a power. Oh, come on. The computer's too slow. But yeah, it stands for something like looking for an energy source. So that's cool, from other dimensions and realms. So I appreciate that, and I like that it's the same. I don't know. Did you know Captain Marvel's origin prior to the movie?
No. I thought it was something like Shazam, where like she's given the powers by Marvel,
Yeah.
who I thought was gonna be Jude Law.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really think too much about it.
Yeah, that's typically, I think, they had a relationship though as well.
Really.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that I quickly want to say was that I liked when they were playing around with the suit colors.
Mm-hmm.
There was a white and green one, which is the actual, like, what the Kree looked like in the comics originally, which I thought was a nice little reference.
I was like, one of these is a reference, and I don't know what it is, but I'm sure one of these is a reference. But yeah, I'm trying to think what else. I liked Maria Rambeau more than Captain Marvel.
Really?
I thought she had more charisma and was just interesting.
I don't know.
Yeah, I just feel like, and it's probably not Brie Larson's fault, but I just feel like Captain Marvel herself wasn't given much to do that developed and explored her character. She would just be some very powerful character that at the end, even with all these scenes of people, her getting up and everything, there was no development. It was just that she learned, okay,
she learned how to
Kree
stand
are
up.
evil, Skrulls are good.
The whole time when I saw that, all I heard was, "Why do we fall, Master Bruce?" Like from The Dark Knight with Michael Caine saying that.
Yeah.
That's all I heard, and it was just him standing up the entire time.
Yeah, people have compared that to a lot of things, but yeah, so it was just like it sucks because I she's gonna be this important character, and I hope they do better with her in Endgame, in Captain Marvel 2. But yeah, I just didn't really care for her. To be honest.
But I don't know. I was happy with it.
What did you like? You liked Captain Marvel because she was good, like the character.
I don't think that there was much development. I think that I guess they're. I mean, she didn't really know who she was, so there's not much in terms of development. I'm trying to think of like.
Yeah. Well, it didn't really. We weren't even finding a mystery with who she was because they showed who she was in the beginning, and it's just like that made it even less interesting to me.
And Marvel did their famous thing of hiding something in plain sight again, while editing it out.
Which part?
Was I posted on Instagram. There's
a
picture of her getting into her plane, and the side of it is literally just like I could do it, just airbrushed out. The Carol Avenger Danvers or whatever.
Yeah, I see.
So that was interesting. We didn't talk about Goose. What'd you think of that?
Goose. Yeah, Goose the cat. I mean, okay, well, I don't want to bring
careful.
fun on but with Goose the cat, like he was a, what is it called? Flurkin?
Flurkin, yeah.
Flurkin. And he used his powers only when they were in a situation where they couldn't get out of it.
Right.
To me, it felt like just a way, like, okay, how are they going to get out of this situation? All right, plot convenience that he could eat.
He doesn't
people.
Eat them. He brings them to an alternate dimension.
Really?
Yeah, he stores them in an alternate dimension.
That makes sense. Okay, but yeah, still. So I'm just like, that one time that they couldn't get out of the situation, he used that, and of course to carry the cosmic cube, which makes sense. But
did you feel robbed when he was the reason Fury lost his eye?
A lot of people cared about that. I thought it was, it was like, it wasn't like clever to me, but it was just a thing. It was just like, okay,
I would have.
That's
sorry.
No, you're good. Like I didn't care when they did the Mandarin thing either. Like,
I mean, it wasn't really a twist because we never knew what actually happened to his eye.
Yeah, that's fair.
Besides the last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye. That's all he's ever said.
I like the Mandarin one way better than this, but this one I was like, oh, it's probably going to be the cat, and it was the cat. And I'm like, okay, that was it.
I would have preferred it if it was the car crash.
Yeah,
because
I was like,
that fits in better with the last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye, and he was talking about Coulson, or he said, I lost my one good eye in Avengers when he dies or whatever. That's what he says. That would have been so much better and so poetic and everything. Just.
I was gonna say that that one. Yeah, that probably would have been better, but also I predicted it wasn't because I was like, this is so early on in the movie. Yeah. There's no way they're gonna.
I also thought maybe they were doing a Thor and maybe just this whole movie he has an eye patch or whatever, but.
What do you mean by that?
Like with Thor, when in the trailers they had him have both his eyes, and then turned out he already lost.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I was just like, it wasn't even based on the trailer. I was just like, they want to make that a big thing at the end, but then again, they didn't make it a big. They made it a joke, so
They
I
made
guess
it
it was
a
kind of wrong there.
But I mean I think that's fun. Like when Coulson came in, he's like, I heard that you got shot in the eye. He's like, I
That
can
was
neither
funny.
confirm or deny what happened.
Yeah, to me, the more cheesy one was the Avengers name.
Yeah,
That was like a
I
solo.
did not like
that was like
that.
a solo. That one actually.
To me,
was
that's
like,
on par with the Fantastic Four
what was the Fantastic Four?
in Fan Four Stick, and they were like, oh, this facility's fantastic. He's like, what did you just say? And then he's like,
Oh my gosh,
fantastic.
so that, I don't.
And
I
he's
don't
like,
think I saw that movie.
oh, that's what we should call ourselves, the Fan. And then it like cuts like with the Avengers assemble or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
the
see.
same sort of thing.
Wow, that's.
I don't know. I didn't like that. That's where he got the Avengers thing. And it also takes away from Captain America: The First Avenger because he's not the first Avenger.
Exactly. Yeah. I heard that complaint recently. I'm like, yeah, you got a point, but that was probably a better movie, so it's okay.
You
I don't
really?
know. Was it a better movie? We got
Villain
I gotta
wise,
rewatch
for
that one.
sure.
For
Red Skull.
Red Skull being better.
Yeah.
Well, who do you consider the villain of this movie?
Well, it would be on Rog.
Yeah. Then yeah, I guess you're right. But
I
like
s-
if Talos it was a villain, like
Mhm.
I think he's better than Red Skull. But
Yeah, but I don't think he is.
yeah, I wouldn't consider.
I
him,
saw a
I guess
post
you're
of
right.
someone putting all the Lego like villains of the MCU Phase 3,
Mhm.
and they had Talos there, and I'm like, you clearly haven't seen the movie yet.
Or maybe he saw the movie and he's just trying to throw them off.
Maybe.
And
Something
plus,
to
he's
mention.
the villain of the set, so I understand. What were you
Is he
gonna
the
say?
villain of the set? He's actually holding on to Goose. I looked at the pictures. He's holding Goose
Well, I gotta see this set again.
in one of the promotional pictures on Lego Shop at Home.
I think on the box. Yeah, I think you're right.
Isn't that interesting?
Captain Marvel
Technically,
Lego
none of
set.
them are villains there.
No, he's shooting it straight at.
He is shooting it like in that scene. He is as well, but he's also
Yeah.
holding Goose.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right.
Anyways, I was gonna say something about his daughter. That was a very hand-forced. Pay attention to this when he said whatever to his wife. Don't like cover her eyes, whatever. Don't let her see this. And then she like pushes the mom's hand off her eyes, and she sees her dad like, he sees her dad killed the other Kree or whatever.
I don't get what you mean by that.
So a lot of people are pointing this out that in the comics there is the leader of the Skrull is Queen something whatever. So a lot of people are thinking that in Captain Marvel 2 or in the future with this Avengers Secret Invasion or whatever that she will be the villain and she'll be behind like a lot of this because whatever, like she saw war as a child, whatever she saw. She hates the Kree. She's a big reason why the war might be still going on. I was really upset when he got shot. I genuinely thought he was gonna die, and I was gonna get really, really angry. But
that was like a fake out.
Yeah, I was glad that he didn't.
Yeah, I was glad that he didn't. Though it's like at the end, wasn't it weird? Because he was like in the house 1 second, and then he's just in the ship this next second.
It wasn't next second. His whole was it next second?
It was night, and they were eating dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And then they cut to her and Fury cleaning the dishes. Then she walked out. Then she talked to the kid, and then she went up
That's
to
true.
space. And then they were just fully settled in the ship again. I don't know. It could have been a few hours, obviously, but like I was just like, okay, that was weird.
Mm-hmm. I didn't think of
But
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I don't even know what they're going to do with the next movie because they can't have Rambo. She's probably going to be old.
Yeah. So
And-
the daughter is a really important character in the comics.
Oh, her Rambo's daughter.
Monica Rambeau. Yeah.
Okay. I see. And then they might do her or something like that. I mean, there's definitely going to be a sequel because made a lot of money. But
Yeah, it's in the top 6 highest
7?
opening
7, 6,
MCU
something like that.
movies.
the highest grossing female-led movie too. But,
What? More than Wonder Woman?
apparently it's the highest grossing female-led movie.
More than Catwoman?
opening.
What?
I know, right? More than Catwoman. That's a
But
big
really
surprise.
though, over Wonder Woman.
Yeah, over Wonder Woman. Oh, for sure, dude. It's DCE. Wonder Woman made, like,
Excuse
98
me,
million.
Aquaman probably has made more money than
I
the
know.
majority of the MCU.
Yeah. Bring up the Aquaman money. That's true though. You are right. No, you are right. You're right.
Those movies make a lot of money. Suicide Squad set records for summer blockbusters.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You are right. You're right. Suicide Squad did make a lot of money. That it did.
What else? Anything else? I'm trying to.
Um.
I.
Oh yeah, I had a nitpick.
Okay.
That annoyed me both times, and I forgot to mention it, but in the bar, you know, she's testing Nick Fury. Okay, where were you born? Everything like this.
Yeah.
Which it is quite interesting that she knows all these country names, which he's saying, but that's another nitpick. But then he's like, okay, how do I know you're not a Skrull?
Yeah.
She blasts the thing, destroys it, and then he's like, so is that supposed to tell me that you're not a... And she's like, can a Skrull do that?
Photon blast or whatever, yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, so is that supposed to tell me that you're not a Skrull? And then they just cut.
Yeah, I didn't like that either. She also just did damage to the bar for no reason at all.
Exactly, which, yeah, that bothered me less, but I mean, I guess that's a good point, but, you know, that's, if you say that, I mean, Batman v Superman, right? But then that, no, wait, what was it, Man of Steel?
Yeah, but that was just unnecessary. Like, why did she do it? Like, she went into the bar, had all these memories of, like, playing the jukebox, like, singing, and then she's blasted.
Street Fighter.
Anyways,
yeah.
But there was something that you just mentioned that I want to point out. People are saying there's a theory going around that Nick Fury is a Skrull because in Avengers Age of Ultron, when they're at the Barton farm, he's eating a sandwich that's cut halfway or whatever. So people are like, that's such an obscure thing to say in Captain Marvel. Maybe he is a Skrull because it's only recent memories or whatever it is.
That's deep. You might be on
That'd be so funny.
That might actually be a point. Yeah. That might actually be a point.
It's just so obscure. But I love it.
That was such a specific thing. I was like, huh. Interesting. But yeah, so I don't know why he trusted her right away that she wasn't a Skrull, but I guess he went with his gut feeling, like he said with Coulson. So
that's true, yeah. And Coulson, I was sad that he wasn't used more.
I think it was fine. I mean, I liked the moment he had where he let Fury and Carol go. So it was like.
I also, it was a very Coulson thing, especially it was really cute because he's younger too. When he was just like, "Hey, you left me behind, sir." I just thought that was really funny.
That was good. That was good.
But yeah, I think you liked it more than. I think you've said more positive things than you have negative about this.
I mean, you could say that. That's why I give it a 6 out of 10.
That's true.
If it was a 5 out of 10, it'd just be in the middle. And if it was a 4 out of 10, I'd probably say more negatives than positive.
Mm-hmm. But
yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk. There are some parts, and these are common criticisms I've seen. So, but like, the final big battle having the No Doubt music, which I like that track. Just a Girl, but it's like on the nose. Some of the lines where it's like, oh, they call it a cockpit for a reason. It's like,
oh, yeah. I remember
negatives,
what you were saying.
Yeah.
Or when that was said, yeah. Also, supposedly that song was released in 1996, but the movie is supposed to be set in 1995.
I thought it was 96.
Something, I don't know, or it was released later. I don't know. I thought someone was.
No, I mean I thought it was the movie was set in 96, and it was she disappeared in 1990.
I thought it was in the 80s.
Maybe you're right though. Huh? Good point. Yeah, I was thinking that. I'm like, they had some good tracks, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
TLC, Nirvana, No Doubt.
Si, senor.
So.
Anything else?
I don't have much else though. They had a Game Boy reference. That was cool.
They did?
Even though that didn't make sense because that's how she hacked into space telephones, and they had a hologram of her.
What?
But
when was this?
Yeah, wasn't it when she called Jude Law? It showed a hologram of her, even though she was on a payphone.
Oh yeah, but she was just using she was plugging it into her wrist.
Oh, she was plugging it into her. I thought she was hacking the payphone.
No, she was using the electricity or the whatever from the phone or something really weird to.
So in the Shield archive, she did the same thing.
Yeah.
I literally thought she was on the phone.
No, she plugged it into her wrist. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure.
Oh, I thought she was literally on the phone. Okay, maybe you're right.
But that's why all the wires and stuff were pulled out.
Yeah, no, I thought
'Cause
she
they were
connected it up to the phone itself because she had the phone to her ear.
no, because then she did the same thing with the scroll. The scroll stone or whatever
Which
the heck
part?
that was when she put it in her wrist.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Like she's
Yeah,
stealing and like jumping off of other people's weird. I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know.
Science.
Whatever, whatever. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
um, but yeah, I think that's it for this. We'll hopefully be back to more of regular Ashncast with questions to answer questions and everything. Because even if you guys did write any, they're really outdated. So, anyways, write them down below. What do I have to plug? Watch the Captain Marvel CMF series. I'll link it at the end of this. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was a very spur of the moment thing, as I mentioned earlier. As well as for our anniversary of working together, we will be doing a user's choice. This is Tron. Fans choice, viewers choice of a CMF draft of 16 figures. So tomorrow or today, whenever this video comes out, I'll release it on the same day. It'll also be linked at the end. Go over there, write who you want, and the most upvoted.
And also, it's going to be the most upvoted and also the ones we want to choose. So we'll probably do like just a mix of both.
Yeah. It'll be 8 and 8. So I pick 8,
Yeah.
and Justin will pick 8. So I don't know what the rules are, so listen to the video for that. But
I think that's the only rule, so you're fine.
oh, you're not gonna do like a rating, like M rated? No.
Well, I'm just gonna.
Open
That's
to
why I said
everyone.
like.
Oh, it's
it will
up to
be
us, you're saying.
A mix of the most
I see.
popular and ones we want to do. Because like, yeah, if the most popular is like some M-rated thing, we're not gonna do that. But if there's a really popular choice and it's one that maybe I don't want to particularly do right away, but it's like
Like
okay,
a one-off
I
of
can do that.
something, like
Yeah.
Tintin or
Any
something
franchise,
weird.
any game,
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
There you go. But anyways, check that out and check out the CMF draft. I hope that you all enjoyed this Ashncast. We'll be back to more regular ones hopefully soon. Want to sign off?
That's too good. Bye.
All right. Good sign off. All right. Bye.